Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mark Hurt, Senior Software Consultant with Mirabel Technologies, serving our magazine manager, newspaper manager, marketing manager, and all other manager products. We want to welcome everybody today to our webinar. Just a couple of administrative items I want to go over with everybody. We do have Karen, who's part of our team here. She will be answering questions live during the webinar. I would request that you keep your questions specific to the topics that we're covering today. Now, today is not a training session, okay? We're really, really excited. We've been working really hard, making a lot of changes here lately in the Mirabel suite of products. And the goal of today's call is to share with you some of these latest changes. For those of you who are not on the new version of Magazine and Newspaper Managers, let today be that next reason why you want to go. Before the end of the year, we are planning on having all sites transferred to the new layout, the new version. If you want to have control over that and want to coordinate it with your production timelines and deadlines, things like that, reach out to your software consultant and coordinate that conversion. As we get closer to the end of the year, we're likely just to start getting people switched over in batches and stuff like that. Not guaranteed, but the goal of Mirabel is to have everybody on the new version by the end of the year. So definitely want to make sure that you guys, if you're not over yet, now's the time to make that move. Okay, we do have Karen answering questions live for us. Again, keep those questions targeted specifically to what we're covering today. And I just want to welcome everybody. On today, we're going to be talking about some new AR features. We're going to be looking at the enhancements we've made to the customer page, and some new features and functionalities. Got a lot of stuff going on with the notes and activities, as well as some reporting and a customer portal and the just some really, really fantastic stuff going. So let's go ahead and get started here. As a reminder, as always, I want to remind everybody that if you're on the new or the old site, if you're on the old site, up in the upper right-hand corner, here there are a series of buttons. There's going to be a little blue circle button. It's that help button. For those of you on the new site, the new layout, our help system is up here in the upper left-hand corner. Here's that help button. So be sure to go into help. Me and my team, we are actively right now getting a lot of these Learning Center videos done. We're getting some things up in here for the new site layout. The new features are here. Other things, great videos, very target specific, very brief videos. Don't forget, there's a lot of great online resources, online help before you try to reach out and get some help through the ticketing system or through your software consultant, etc. So just wanted to go ahead and point that out. Let's talk about AR prepayments to orders. Now, for our AR team, I'm going to be talking directly to the sales team, accounts receivable teams, and production teams. So if I'm not getting to you yet, stand by. I'll be getting right to you soon. For the AR team, we've had a lot of requests from a lot of clients. Hey, we take prepayments, and some prepayments are earmarked for the special event sponsorship. We want to earmark prepayments for other things specifically, but we don't want to necessarily have to invoice those prepayments or invoice those future orders in order to identify what the prepayment is for. So we've set up the opportunity, the ability for you when you go to customers, accounts receivable, and when you receive a payment, we can receive a payment from clients who have open uninvoiced orders. So let's go. I think it's SL Powers is one of my good company here. SL Powers. There we go. That we're going to receive a payment for. Now here's my client. Once we receive the client and we've got some prepayments, here's the open AR at the bottom. But the open orders that are going to be open here are going to be listed right here for us to go in and apply that prepayment to that order. Okay, so let me go take a look at that here real quick, and we'll get that going here. I just want to find that account. I thought that account, I must have invoiced it during my practice here on today, one-in-one internet. There's a good one. I think I invoiced those orders. So we're going to go 1-in-1 internet. All right. And so we are going to receive a payment from this account, One-in-One Internet. All right, here we go. So we've got a prepayment coming in the form of a check, a credit card, American Express for all the uninvoiced orders for this advertiser. We now have the ability for you to tie that prepayment to a specific uninvoiced line item. So go down and say, you know what, this American Express $300 payment is a prepayment for these things that are supposed to run well into the future because they haven't been invoiced yet. So you'll apply that prepayment to the invoice, and that prepayment date will be here. You'll mark the payment, and that prepayment is sitting on the customer account waiting for a future invoice for those orders to be invoiced, okay? And so once we get that, then we're going to go in, and now we have an AR aging for prepay apply, in which we will go in like we've always done before, and we'll pull this open, and it will show us what the open invoices and that got invoiced. Once those line items get invoiced, that prepayment follows that uninvoiced order to the point that it gets invoiced, and then here will actually be earmarked and show up here for that. So again, this is not a training opportunity. This is a, hey, here it is, it's live. Go ahead and schedule some time with your software consultant to dig in deeper on the received payments for the prepayments and apply those prepayments to uninvoiced contracts. It's going to stay with those uninvoiced orders until they get invoiced. That prepayment comes right along with it, again, where you batch apply it here in the accounts receivable, okay? So that's going to be our AR aging for prepayments to orders. Now, for those of our clients who are on the new site, on the new software here, one thing that we've received internally and externally feedback on is that when we're looking for a particular contact and a contact record, you know, it was hard to tell the company which one of these was the company record versus one of the subcontact records. And so what we've done is we've made the primary contact or the primary company record blue. So I know I've got Phil, Patty, Mark, Hetty, and Hank. Before this update, they were all black. But now with the update, I know the blue one is the company one. Okay, so now really quick, really easy to identify that primary company order. All right, the primary company contact here, and take a look at this, brand new with the latest update we had before. We've got all of the notes and activities for the last 10. Now, if you recall, if you were on the previous version, we only showed you guys the last 5 notes and activities. With this update, we now are showing the latest 10 notes and activities, and we've got some pretty intuitive icons here out to the side. This @ is an email, the phone is a phone call, the note is a note, this thing looks like a calendar is a meeting kind of deal. So you can just skim that list right here and say, oh, okay, here are the last 10 notes and activities that were applied to this contact, Phil Clausen. Let me again remind everybody, the way that Mirabel, we've designed our software is that the notes and activities belong to the person, not the company. Okay, so when you go in and you make notes, if you go in and make a note here on the main company record, that note by design is following Phil. When we do email captures, if we email capture to Hetty or to Patty or Mark or one of these people, those email captures live here in with these contacts at their level on the email tab. We'll see all the emails here. We see all the meetings, we see all the calls, we see all the notes, and then we see all notes and activities for the contact, Patty. Note, meeting, callback. So guys, please keep in mind, notes and activities belong to the person, not the company. And if you're doing an email capture, you're brand new to the email capture feature, and you're excited, you come in here and look at the company record, but you emailed Hetty or Patty or Hank or somebody else here, you're not going to see that email capture on the main record because the email capture on the main record is for Hetty. Well, it's her email address, but it is for Phil here. So before, if you guys recall, the easiest way to see everything, the entire account history, it was and still is 2 clicks away. Click to go to all notes and activities right here at the top, all notes and activities, click 1 in the old or the new version, click 2 in the upper right hand corner, all subcontact notes and activities. And so now that I do this checkbox, I get everything, all subcontacts, everybody. You guys can come in here and move around these column headers, you know, Patty, Phil, Patty, Mark, Hank, Phil, Patty, calls, meeting, notes, etc. With the new version, if you're not over here yet, Look at what you can't do on the old version. What if I want to find all the emails that I've ever sent or all the phone calls I've ever sent to all the contacts here? With the Notes and Activities Results tab, I can simply jump over to the Search tab right over here to the left, and I don't want to see all activity types. I'm going to deselect all activity types, and I just want to see all my phone calls and all my emails to all on this account for Magazine Manager. Now, if you want to limit it for the rep who made it, the rep who created it, you have a lot of different options here, but I just want to see all historic calls and emails noted on this company record for all contacts and subcontacts. And take a look. Phone, email. So guys, I love the fact that we can share this with you now, all notes and activities, so much easier, so much more intuitive. And we're also now, we're showing the author of that note and activity right here in it. Now, if something is a little bit longer than what is able to be shown here, there is going to be a little more button out here. Let me go over to the all here and let's see if we can find an example of something longer to it. But jumping to it right there takes you actually to the note and activity. So keep in mind, this information is here and is a lot more transparent, a lot more easy to get to. And everything else. Now, talking about email capture, I just want to point out that up until this last release, the email capture was only working on the primary email address for a contact. Well, we've now updated the system where the email capture will look at both the primary and the alternate email address for any given contact. And if that email captures for either one of those addresses, we're going to put it automatically in that activity, note and activity for that contact, regardless of what email address you're using. So you guys are really, really going to like that, having that happen there. Okay. Let's take a look now. There's some new things we've released: customer portals, batch order updating. There's some customer merge tools, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at the customer portal first. So kind of sit back a second and think with me, if you will. Think about your service accounts. Think about your cell phone service. Think about your utility services. Everybody, all of your service providers generally have a way you can log in to look at your billing history, to look at the activity, the business that you've done with that business. Well, here at Mirabel, we've just released the framework and some initial features for a customer portal that we intend to build on. Okay, so what we have out right now today is the starting point. We had to get the whole infrastructure in place, setting up the ability for people. How are we going to get it out there, get people to log in the portal? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the end result of the portal as though you were your advertiser logging in to you guys to take a look and see what their business is, what their open invoices are, look at any open ads, maybe for any upcoming contracts where they may be able to make a production note directly inside of your job jacket from them, and then even be able to see public production notes that are marked public inside the job jacket. Now, don't worry, guys. We realize that there are a lot of historic notes in job jackets, and all those notes may not necessarily be suitable for your advertiser's view. So what we're going to do is once we get this thing fully implemented and have that where the notes are being shown, we're going to by default mark every single existing production note a private note, and then you guys can go in and decide which one you want to open public by making them public. Understand they're going to be public and visible to your advertiser when they log into their portal and they come in here and take a look and see what's going on. Now, right here, let me show you. I'm going to show you how to set it up, but here's how it's going to happen. Your advertisers are going to be sent, once I show you how to turn them on and activate it per user, per contact, they're going to get an email with some instructions that takes them to portal.mirabeltechnologies.com, and they're going to use their email address and password, just like if I was logging into AT&T or Florida Power and Light or whatever utility. I set up a username and password. Same thing here. All right, and notice the customer advertiser portal, current and future orders. You're going to be able to view all current and future orders associated with a customer account where this user is a production contact on that order, and view and add production notes to any order through the customer portal. Billing contacts will be able to open, view, and view open invoices and pay those invoices online. Now, the significant cool thing here is that right now, if you guys, any of you who are leveraging the advertiser self-pay link that we currently have going out with the invoices, if you know, and all of you know, that they can only pay one invoice at a time, and they've got to put in the invoice number and then do a credit card transaction, the next one, a credit card. Well, with the portal, they're going to be able to look at all of their open invoices, select all, and pay them all at one time with one credit card transaction. And then we, again, like I said, this is just the starting point for this. And then we are going to be building out from the production side of the house as well as the accounts receivable side of the house. We're going to be building out a lot of features that you will be able to expose to your advertisers. And guys, think about that, man. How your perception of you as a publishing entity looks to your advertisers when you give them customer portal access and all this stuff. I mean, that just puts you guys that much higher in your advertisers' eyes as far as your robustness, your cutting edge to technology, stuff, nobody else has the kind of stuff we do kind of thing. So this is going to be great. So enough talking about it. Let's log in and take a look and see what happens. All right. Now, because of the way I'm set up, I actually have customer portal access to a couple of our client accounts that you guys are on this call today. Thank you very much for allowing me to use yours as a test site. So for one of our clients here, Pinnacle Media, I do have a customer portal setup access for that. And this is exactly what your advertisers get. When they log in, they see your brand. You're going to brand this customer portal page with your information. You're going to put your logo up here, so they're going to see you. All right. And for this particular account, I am actually a billing contact and a production contact on various orders. Therefore, I see open invoices and current and future orders. So here's a current and future order that I have with my newspaper that I'm in. So I'm going to be able to go in and view production notes, or I can add. This particular one is going to be able to add a production note for this ad. So if I'm working back and forth with the production team or with my sales rep as an advertiser, and they just sent me a proof and I've got a comment to make on that proof, give them the portal access. Let them come in here and make their comment directly into the job jacket. This is my comment on this order within your job jacket. Okay, if you guys can see what's going on here and read between the lines and look at all kind of stuff, can you just imagine what else can happen? All right, so this thing is date, time stamped, created. And if I were to jump back into, but I'm not going to because we've got so much to talk about on the call today, but if I were to jump back into the production job jacket for this client, you know what? Let me do it. I'll do it. It's for the product Cayman Compass, the January 1st issue, Pinnacle Media. I'm going to go to my job jacket. Now I've got my publisher's hat on, and I'm going to go look at the January 1st issue of the Cayman Compass. So let's go here. 2017 January 1st issue, and I see all my orders, and here is that job jacket that from the customer portal I just made. As the customer, I just made a note directly here into the job jacket. Look at that. Look at that. The customer made the comment outside of Newspaper Manager, and it showed up directly inside the job jacket. So here now is a little bit more exposed interactive process for the production workflow. Again, the note will be stamped by unassigned, but the actual person who made that note is going to be stamped here in the content of the note. It was a customer portal note. We're going to make it very clear to you that this note came into you on September 7th at 2:17 p.m. Eastern time, I guess, because that's my local time, or Central. No, these guys are Central, right? So this is the local time that note was entered through the customer portal. So guys, this is really, really cool. This is not a training on it. I hope to get you excited about it. Reach out to us, your software consultants, and we'll be very happy to go over with you, set this up. Let's see how to set it up. What did it take for me, the publisher, to invite my advertiser to partake in our brand new customer portal? What you're going to do is you're going to go to the contact record, the company record, to the contact, the person that you want to give access to that customer portal, and you're going to hop into this actions panel right over here. And once we, the consultants, help you guys set this up, then you're going to actually be able to add this person to a customer portal access. And all you're going to do is enable them yes, and then press a save button. And as soon as you enable them yes and press save, or this thing saves, instantly that customer, your advertiser, production contact customer will real time receive an email, welcome to Pinnacle's customer portal. Click here to set up your access to portal, and then they go over here, log in, and just like I showed you, that's what they do. Again, I know you guys have a ton of questions. Please, please, please. That is the scope of it right now. We are planning to have other production activities happen, other contract activities happen. We have a lot of plans in place. So please don't hammer Karen right now with, oh, they can submit ad material. Can I do this? Can I do that? They can only do what I just showed you. Okay. That's where it is right now. But it's a great place to start, because if they have multiple open invoices, let me hop back over to my other one. That one had the multiple invoices. So now I'm going to go to my Statehood Media, my friends at Statehood. Hey guys, here are all the open invoices. If I had more than one open invoice, I'd simply select all as your paying advertiser, and I'm going to pay my invoices. And here we go. I'm taken to a page for the payment screen. It's a brand new payment screen. We've written it. They put in their billing information, their advertiser information, submit that payment right here. And like with the customer self-pay link now, that money routes through your merchant account, credit card to your bank for cash. And it also marks inside of Magazine and Newspaper Managers, it also marks these invoices paid. So you don't have to do anything. Your customer self-service keeps everything up to date inside the system. Okay, so that's everything customer portal. Anything other detail, schedule time with your software consultant. Remember, everybody has at least 4 hours of free training and consulting. And I know a lot of my clients haven't leveraged any of it yet this year. At the end of the year, guys, December 31st is the last opportunity to use your free training. Then you lose it, and you get another set January 1st. With the new layout, with these new features, get on our calendars, guys. We need to be busy. I want to be talking to you guys every day. I want to show this stuff to you. Mary Kate, Karen, Dennis, Stefan, all of us. We want to show you guys what's going on here. So be sure to get on our calendars, okay? Now, we also have another feature called the batch order update. So again, here's one of those reflection. Let's set the scenario up. You've got an advertiser, and they've got 10, 15, 20, with a lot of our weeklies and daily newspapers. They have sometimes hundreds of insertion orders per year. And your sales team, they did their due diligence. They identified the production contact at the time they entered the order early in the year, but that production contact is left. And now I've got, oh my goodness, that means I've got to go in and update all these line items to update my production contact because that production contact left? No, not anymore. All right. So here's an account with 2017 orders, and my existing production contact left, and I don't want to go in individually and edit each one of these line items to go in and change the production contact from production Paul or whoever it was to the new production contact. You don't want to do that. We don't want you to do that individually. So why not come up to tools? All right, administrators. Right now, this is only exposed to administrators only after you get on a call with us as a software consultant. We have to talk you through it first because there's a lot, this is a lot of tool right here. And when you see what I'm talking about, you're going to see exactly what's going on. This tool can create problematic scenarios for you if you don't know what's going on, don't know how to use it, and are not using it properly. So let's go in and find all of our orders for the Magazine Manager LLC, all my 2017 orders, because I need to batch update, as an example, all of my production contacts. Now, the production contact is not the only thing you can batch update. So let's take a look and see what all we can batch update. So I went to the batch order update. Once it's turned on, you have to work with your consultant to get into here and turn it on. But once you turn it on, it's going to be found over here under tools, and you're going to search for all the common line items that you need to work with. All right, Mark is no longer the production contact here, and so I want to batch update that. Here are your search results. Let's select all here, and don't forget about that actions panel. Remember, there's a lot more going on over here, so this is where we're going to take our action. Let's expose the action panel, and whoa, look at the first thing we see. A warning, bright red, right in your face there. This is important, guys. There's no undo button with the batch order update. There's not a rollback option. There's not. That's why we're locking it down, and we strongly encourage you that if you do leverage this at your publishing house, please keep it locked down initially to 1 or 2 power users who are really good in the system. And as anybody needs, if anybody needs these batch updates to be done, have them come to you for a little bit at first here especially. Your best practice when you need to do this and you want to do a batch order update, export the existing file, export your before, so that if there is a problem and there's no undo, at least you can attach the export to a tech support ticket and request our data servicing team to help you roll it back. All right, now I believe that we're going to plan on, and I think this to kind of add a safety net underneath this, we're going to update this tool to automatically export this upon update. All right, so best practice right now today, if you use it, export that file first. Give it a file name. This is my pre-batch update for prod contact, et cetera, all right? Create a backup file, export that as a CSV file, and you've made your backup. You've kind of created your fallback point if you need to fall back here. Otherwise, once you get that export done, now what do we want to do? We can update order data and any order data that does not affect price, your ad size, your ad frequency, your ad color, premium positions, those all affect price. You cannot at this time update those. However, you will be able to update anything in the job jacket. Oh, there's my export. Okay. You can update almost any field in the job jacket. So if you want to do a mass assignment of your designers, if you want to mass do any kind of update for any of these job jacket, maybe mass add a production note to all of these line items, you can do that. For all of your production custom fields, you'll be able to mass update those production custom fields if you need to. And then from the order side of the house, this is where you're going to go in and get that, you're going to get that production contact here. So right now from the order side, you can update special sections, comp page bleed within edit. These little things, remember those little check boxes on that first order entry screen. But right now, most significantly, we need to update the production contact. Now you've got some options here. You can do a pure replacement. You can do a pure add to mark a secondary person, or you can replace and add. So if we need to do a pure replacement, the production contact, I'm going to go who we're replacing from. We're replacing Mark's name with Phil Carlson, with Hank, with any other contact on the company record. All right, and that's all there is. You select, well, first you export to create your backup, pick all the line items you want to batch update, pick what you want to batch update, give the old, give the new value, and update. And that's it. Are you sure you want to update all selected records? It cannot be undone. That's really, really important, okay? Yes. Now, all the selected records have been updated, and now Sarah Jones is my production contact. I know right now I hear a collective sigh of yay, because this has been really a struggle for folks who have high volume, high frequency orders every year. It's not impossible, but it sure wasn't fun. So now it's going to be a lot easier. For you too can have the production update, batch order update, schedule time with your consultant, and we'll be happy to get it turned on for you, okay? So that's the batch order update, customer portal. We've got a new update, a brand new issue-to-issue comparison report. I want to take a moment to review that with you as well. Under reports and under sales reports, if you go to your issue-to-issue comparison report, it's not going to be a new menu item or anything else. It's just going to be a new report that you see when you select the existing issue-to-issue comparison report. Now, we've beefed this up a whole lot. You'll notice that the look and feel is totally different. So I'm just going to say I'd like to compare, let me see, everybody that was in ABC Magazine that they were in the 2017 issue. I'm going to compare ABC Magazine 2017 issue with ABC Magazine 2016. I'm going to compare who was in last year January to this year January. I'm going to compare who was in January to February. I'm going to compare one product issue to the other product year and issue. Compare anything you want, any way you want. Slice and dice it any way you want. compare your results. And what you have here, compare the search from the left and the right sides. The left side shows all customers who have orders from this search that are not on the right side. So basically, this means that all these people are in the 2017 issue, but are not in the 2016 issue. 2016 issue. So that means you've got 3 accounts to follow up on, depending on what direction you're going. But basically, this results list is everybody who's not on this side, and this results list is everyone who's not on this side. So you guys can see right here clearly how you can compare business units, products, issue-to-issue comparison. You've got the sales rep who was on those accounts and on these accounts here and there. So this issue-to-issue comparison report is a nicer, much nicer report, a lot more robust. Oh, look, there's an actions panel up here. Take a look at that. Hey, good. We can add everybody on the left side to the contact group so that you can just capture and add them to a contact group on the right side. You can put them in a contact group, then leverage your search. But look for that contact group and use it as a call list and go right down the list. You can export the file, you can print, you can do all these things. Again, guys, I always encourage you, look for the little actions panel because that means there's a lot more going on here, okay? So that's the update to the issue-to-issue comparison report. And then we've got some teasers coming on up here in a little bit. I wanted to dig a little bit more deeply into some of the most recent updates that we had after this last update here. The blue, the calls and meetings, that all notes and activities area, the primary contact showing up in blue over here. You got that going for you, and then that is that. So let's talk now a little bit about some best practices. You know, every single day you guys come to the office, there's a list of people to call back that day. Every single day you come to the office, there's a list of people in the future you need to manage to call back. Just want to make sure all of your team members are drilling first to the company, to the contact at the company that you want to call back. All right. So come over here to the callbacks and schedule that call. All right. That callback could be later in the year. I'm going to set it for today, and this is a callback note. Sales managers, sales professionals on the call, you should be scheduling your callbacks exactly as I'm demonstrating now. Add that callback so that when you log in and your dashboard refreshes as soon as you log in, all right, you're going to see you've got future callbacks. Look down here, opportunities. You can take a look at what your pipeline is, callbacks and meetings. As soon as you log in, as long as you follow best practices, we are going to help you clearly see efficiently what you've got on your plate today or what's coming up. Now, to actually work the callbacks, you don't want to try and work anything from any dashboard ever. This dashboard is just information. This is what's going on. This is my sales dashboard. This is my activity dashboard. In the upper right-hand corner, you can switch back and forth. Activity dashboard, I get to see how many calls, meetings, emails that I've done during any given month. And from my sales dashboard, I can see all of my sales numbers compared to goals, compared to proposals, compared to converted sales. I even see my sales pipeline. So depending on who you are logged in, it might be more appropriate for you to look at your sales dashboard or your activity dashboard. Keep in mind, whatever dashboard you select will always be the dashboard that comes up until you change it every time you log in. You can switch back and forth between dashboards. We are building out this dashboard library. So those of you who have really good relationships with your consultants, and we all do, right? So if you've got some ideas for some dashboards, just bring them up as you can when you schedule those calls, and let's review some of these other features. Have some notes for that call and say, listen, I was thinking about the dashboard. I want to throw my 2 cents in here. This can be helpful, that can be helpful. Now, just because you're giving us your feedback is no guarantee it's going to be built, but we are certainly considering everyone's feedback. And as a COTS, commercial off-the-shelf software, enterprise software developer, we build features that will most impact the masses. So when we do take your dashboard feedback and everything else, we are absolutely going to take that feedback, we're going to quantify it, we're going to analyze it, and we're going to get in there and we're going to build what our client base wants, okay? So I always am a true believer, if you're my client, you've heard this 1,000 times, I believe in setting realistic clear expectations on the front end, and then the delivery is a lot more smooth. Okay, so give us that feedback. Let us listen to you guys and document all that. All right. When it comes time to perform your callbacks, you want to perform your callbacks from the search tab, and from that search tab, you're going to go to your saved searches. All those callbacks that you're scheduling on each of your contact records is going to show up right here under My Callbacks. Let's go ahead and go to today's callbacks. Double clicking, here's my today's callbacks. These are all callbacks that are scheduled for today and any past callbacks that I've not yet marked complete. Looks like I'm a little behind on my callbacks because I've got 171 callbacks over here. So, okay, it's time to work my callbacks. Fair enough. Let's do one thing. Let's put this in split screen mode. Now, if you've been using this with the latest update, you're going to notice there's not a button here anymore that says split screen. We just got an icon here that puts it in split screen or takes it out of split screen. So put it in split screen mode, and in any result list from your search tab here, you can take any result list and turn it what I like to call it a call list. All right, and that call list simply means that you can traverse this whole list, jumping around potentially among 171 accounts without ever having to leave this page, pulling that account into your current work environment. Okay, so I'm clicking the first row. This is my callback I've scheduled for today, and I need to make that callback. So when I'm pulling open my account, getting ready to dial Hank here, I'm reviewing past notes and activities over here. Oh, this is interesting. Renewal effort. Let me dig more into here. Oh, here's an email capture. Here's a meeting. His historic activity that's tied to Hank. Let's guys just stop right here. This is a huge reason why you do not want to dump your notes and activities onto the main company record. All right, I'm going to double click to jump to the contact record, and I'm going to go to the main company record. Here is a perfect example. My callback is with Hank. Well, if you're putting all notes and activities on the main company record, then you're really putting them on Phil, and you're not doing yourself any favors, because when you schedule that callback for Hank and you're looking forward to working in an incredibly efficient environment, you have no notes and activities for Hank because they're all placed on Phil. Okay, so if you're reluctant, let that right there, if nothing else, be the reason why you start doing it the best practice way, because it will make your life a lot more efficient, a lot easier. All right, so here I am, got my headset on, and I'm going to actually click my cursor right in here. Hey, Hank, this is Mark. I'm calling you back because I had a scheduled callback today. Yep, that's right. I am noting your account right now while we talk. Okay, sounds good. I went ahead and noted your account. Listen, you want me to call you back next week? Okay, schedule a follow-up callback right from within here. Oh, you want to meet? Schedule a future meeting. Hey, Hank, while I got you on the phone, looks like your email address, Hank Kohlers, is J. Kohler. Is that right? Oh, no, it's not. You can update contact information right in here and make it H. Kohler, and then click out, and it automatically saves it. Okay, so go ahead in here, update contact information, schedule future follow-up. Because I'm on a test server, this thing does this. Just ignore it. You aren't going to have it happen to you where you are. And then go in here and come on. Let's go ahead and refresh the active tab. Okay, so you can update, do research, update, schedule future follow-up, and then when you're done, you'll wind up marking this callback complete, and you'll keep marking your callbacks complete so that those completed callbacks show up on your activity report as calls placed. Now, these callbacks that you schedule as future follow-up callbacks, those things are not going to show up on your activity report right here under reports, sales, and this is the new activity report, by the way, with the new site. We're breaking out notes and calls and meetings and callbacks and mass emails and everything else. We're breaking all this stuff out, and these things are not going to, these activities, these callback activities, if they're scheduled for the future, they're not going to show up as a callback until you mark them complete. So let me take that callback. Notice my activity today. Who am I logged in as here? I forget. Okay, system administrator. So I'm logged in as system admin, and on my activity report, system admin, I got no callbacks today, but I do have a note. I made a note today, didn't I? So I've got that. So let me take this callback I just made. All right, so here's my today's callback, and I was in the split screen mode. I made the note, I did my research, and everything's done. And I'm going to mark the callback complete, and that callback drops off the list. So as soon as you keep marking them complete, 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 you're never going to miss a callback again. Once you mark that callback complete, and we refresh the activity search. So let me go search again for the activities today. As soon as you mark it complete, there's that callback shows up on your activity report. Now, let me make one more comment about calls and activity reporting. You have to mark pre-scheduled callbacks complete. So if I schedule it today for a week or a month from now, at some point, I've got to mark that callback complete in order for it to show up on the activity report as a call. However, if you're just documenting a callback, so let me come in here. Let's see. Let's search activity report. And so let's come in here and search, and let's find my company, the magazine manager. Hang on, my computer's doing some funny something here. Give me just a second, guys. Sorry. All right. So I click in my company name here, and I'm going to search for. Is my cursor mouse not working? Oy, oy, oy. Hang on, guys. Of course, nobody's watching. This is not being recorded, right? No pressure. Why is my click not working? Hang on. I'm gonna kill my browser, and let's go ahead and open it right back up. Oh, by the way, every day I log into my computer. This is my oasis. This is where my heart is. Somewhere in the tropics, somewhere on an ocean. Let's get logged back in here. Sorry about that, guys. Consultants.magazinemanager.com. Logged in as SA. I'm going to keep logging in as SA. And search. There we go. It was something with my browser. It happens with you guys sometimes too. Something funny happens with the browser. Just kill that browser, launch it back. You should be all set. That's why I have multiple browsers loaded, because sometimes Chrome likes some stuff. Sometimes about once a year it likes to misbehave. So I'll go to Firefox, or I'll go to Safari or whatever. It's always a good idea to have a backup browser loaded so you can just keep on working. All right. So we were here, and we're talking about calls and recording calls. Now, if this is a one-off call, it's an unscheduled call, it's not a scheduled call back, then in order for that call activity note, that call note activity to be tracked as a call, you go to the calls tab, and let's say I spoke with Hank or I spoke with Patty. Go to Patty. All right, Patty, here's Patty's notes and activities. Go to the calls tab, and I'm not going to worry about date or time or anything, but I am going to pick my activity type because this is a best practice. Why the call? Activity types administrators, you definitely want to make sure that these are answering the question why. Why is there a note, a meeting, or a callback? Renewal effort, closing effort, initial pitch, presentation, post-sale follow-up effort. For your accounting team is making notes on these records. You're going to have an activity type, collections effort. So make sure the activity type answers the question why you're making the note, meeting, or callback. So we're going to say that this is a production meeting, a production effort, and it was a phone call I had with them talking about ad material or whatever. But again, I wouldn't make a note on ad material here. I'd make it in the job jacket, but on the fly here, here's a note. And I'm making a note for the call. So I'm going to record it as a call activity type. I'm not going to pick a date and time. And this is a real-time call note. Now, when you add a note this way, that note is going to automatically get marked because it's not future or whatever. It is here, and it's going to automatically get marked done. So you don't have to mark your calls that you just record on the call tab without picking a date or time. We're going to timestamp it real time with the moment you add it, and we're already going to mark it completed so that it instantly shows up on the activity report without you having to go back in to also mark it complete. Now we have 2 calls. Okay, so continue to work your calls and activities that way. Now that maybe for some of you, the realization is that, wow, that must be why my callbacks aren't showing up. I'm doing everything Mark's always told us, or Mary Kate or Dennis or whoever, that they've always told us. We're scheduling the callbacks, and we didn't mark the callbacks complete, or I've done my callback somewhere. There's a really great way for you to go to the customers menu and come to all notes and activity search. Guys, we use our own system to run our day-to-day operations, and I'm accountable for my calls and for my meetings and everything else. And knowing that, my pre-scheduled calls and things like that, I do have to go and mark them complete on occasion. I normally go in once a week at the end of the week, and I look for all the calls that I entered this week, just calls, filtering just for calls, and I look for them all to make sure that they're not done. If they're not marked done yet, you're going to see a green checkbox over here. So list out all the calls specifically. It's going to be really efficient, really easy for you to mark them all done. Just again, go to customers, accounts, customers, notes and activities search, and then search specifically by the call type activity within the date range you're interested in by you, the sales rep or the account rep or the operational user. Search for all of yours, and then come in here and mark them complete. Go down, mark complete all the way down, and there you go. Your activity report will reflect those calls. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of other best practices, new features. If you guys have never seen the new site before, haven't had an opportunity to go through, let me point out a couple of other really exciting things here. So for example, we have this thing called a social media lookup. Well, look at this. We have places for you to record Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Twitter. We have a place for you to record all that. And you're thinking, oh goodness, does that mean I have to go to Google and search for this guy to see if they've got all this stuff? No, we're going to do that for you. So go to the contacting question. Again, everything's about the contacting question. So I'm going to see Mark. I'm working with Mark a lot. I'm going to see if he's got some LinkedIn, some Twitter. I'm going to see what's going on the social media side of the world so that I can better strategize my sales campaign to this person. So what I'm going to do is go to Mark's contact record. I'm going to expand over to the left side, and I'm going to do a social media lookup right here. You got to do it per person, per user. And do the social media lookup. We're going to take this email address and look everywhere across the web, and look, we found a LinkedIn account associated with this email address. If there was a Facebook, if there was Google+, you're going to get practically instant results. Go down and check them all off, confirm it, and we're going to store it to the company record for you or to the contact record for you, and it's all set. Now notice some of these, and let me go ahead and refresh this tab. Some of these icons are grayscale and some are full color. So instead of you having to read www, all these URLs all the way across, it just looked horrible. So we decided to hide it, but turn the icon full color when there's a value there. If you want to see the value, hover. There's a hover over, shows you what the value is. You want to go there, click it. You click, you go right to their LinkedIn deal, and here you go. You're all good to go. So if you're new to the system, the dashboard, new to the new version, not the dashboard, the social media lookup is a good thing. If you're also to the new version, and guys, I in passing mentioned the opportunities that you'll see on your sales dashboard. The opportunities is your sales pipeline management engine. Before the new version of the software here we've released this year, we really didn't have a structured way in order for you guys to truly comprehensively and consistently track your sales pipeline among your sales team. With this, now you can with the opportunities. So if I come in here and I want to put an opportunity like on the magazine manager is the company that I want to build a sales pipeline for, you can put multiple opportunities at the account, and let's take a look at what it takes to build an opportunity. So we're simply going, and look, this account already has 3 opportunities. We're in the meeting stages with test name, let's see here. Yeah, with Hank, with Phil, with Patty, and these different products, these are our target close dates. Even though we've passed the target close date, all open, non-closed opportunities will remain on the account. So if I want to create a new opportunity, I'm just going to press the plus button to create a new opportunity. Now, there are a couple of required fields for the opportunity. The opportunity name, you want to be able to recognize this opportunity on an opportunities report, just going down the list and going, oh, this is their 2017 fall digital media ad campaign that I've got in my sales pipeline. Or this is their 2018 or holiday 2017 gift giving guide opportunity. So give your opportunity a friendly name. We're going to call this 2018 spring digital ad campaign. I know that I'm going to be working with, not Phil, so pick the person the opportunity is with. I'm going to be working with Hank on digital because Hank is my digital sales contact. Now, administrators, you guys can You can customize your stages, your opportunity stages. You can even customize the percent to close that each of the stages will give you, so that you can do some calculations and other opportunities reporting and be able to maybe have some forecasting for yourself here coming up in the future. With the opportunity, you want to give it a friendly name. You've got to give it an initial stage. How much is the amount? I think we're going to close them for about $2,500 between the e-newsletter ad and maybe an e-blast campaign, and they're going to be running some leaderboard ads. So I think with their whole digital ad campaign for 2017 in spring, we're going to try and close them for $2,500. And since our spring starts January 1st, I'd love to have this opportunity closed by before we break for Christmas. So I want to have it closed by December 18th. Give that opportunity a target close date. Assign that opportunity to a particular product if you want. So it's going to be the admin1.com product that they're going to go across. If you have a business unit for all digital, you might want to assign that ad campaign depending on what product or what group of products that this pipeline opportunity is for. Pick whatever's relevant. They are not required. You can create the generic opportunity, call it what you want, and not tie it to a particular product or business unit. Now, what is this opportunity type? Is this a new opportunity? Is it a referral? Could it be a renewal opportunity? This is a new opportunity. I'm trying to close a customer with brand new digital ad sales. All right. Campaign source, if you want to do it. Check boxes. Have you confirmed the budget, etc. Loss. Now, you guys are all rock star reps, and you rarely lose an opportunity, but lost opportunities happen. So how do we want to quantify them? We can actually enumerate them by setting up a list of custom loss reasons. You guys define, your administrators, and by the way, administrators here under management, site setup, website setup, there's a whole opportunity management section. This is where you're going to customize your stages, your types, your opportunity types, and your loss reasons. Put whatever you want to track in here so that then you can track it when they are picked, okay? There's some additional information about the opportunity here below, who created it. If you guys are working with sales support staff team members and you want your support staff team member to assign the opportunity to their particular sales rep, you can certainly assign an opportunity to another rep to show up for their owned opportunities. Now, once I put everything in for the opportunity and it looks all good, I'm going to save that opportunity. Now I have another opportunity. And as I move myself through the opportunity stages, currently I'm at 60% because this proposal, this guy was in meeting. We've gone beyond the meeting. Now I've sent them a proposal. Now we're in the proposal stage. Update your opportunities until the point that they get closed. I sent them an opportunity. They signed, they closed the deal. That closed opportunity drops off. You're going to only see open opportunities. Now, there is a reporting component to opportunities. When you go to reports, sales, opportunities, you're going to be able to come in here and look at sales managers. Look at the opportunity close date range. I'm going to find, this is the month of September. I'm going to see just who all is in my target to close in September. Who's in my pipeline, active opportunities in pipeline for September. Here they are, none of them, because I closed that one. Let me stage this data. This particular close date, and by the way, you can go in here and update this target close date for that opportunity. So if I'm going to go in here and I jumped to the opportunity to open the opportunity. I update my close date, and as a matter of fact, I want this thing to close this month, so I'm going to create a training scenario data here. All right. Now, when I go run my opportunities report for all my opportunities that are not deleted and everything else, here are my opportunities, and here are the different phases you can have. Because this is a flex report, this should light up some people's eyes. Flex reports means two things: exportable, customizable. So if you want to create your own version of the opportunities report, feel free to do so. Our development team is in the process of building a standard opportunity report that will live here in our regular standard newest version and newest generation of reports here in the report suite. You can anticipate that coming up here in the future. These are opportunities, again, not intended for training, intended to get you excited about it and get you to talk to us about it if you need further training. Now, probably over the next week or two, the help library is going to be updated with videos that are currently not there right now, with the batch order update, with the opportunities, with the customer portal, with a lot of these latest, greatest things that we've just released within the last week or two. Our video production team is in a unique position where they'll be able to really focus on these videos and expect or anticipate a lot of these videos to start appearing in help here very soon. Now, we've got about 7 minutes left, so I wanted to take a moment and breathe, first of all, and let's talk about what's coming up. Now, we've got the rest of this year, got some development timelines going on for the rest of this year, and we've got some development already in the pipeline, already prioritized, already being worked on, some of it already being tested. Here's what we can look forward to coming up here soon. Let's take a look. We're gonna be releasing a new import tool where we'll be able to import multiple file types, XML files, other imports. For any of you who have ever worked with our contact or our subscription import tool, you can attest to the fact that that is going to be a welcome update on the import tool, if you will. This is already live, I think, on this last release. For those of you who use Authorize.net and who've been waiting for us to be able to leverage Authorize.net as a payment gateway, we can now do so. So if you've got Authorize.net, you've been waiting for us to accommodate it. We now accommodate Authorize.net. For that, we've got a dedupe merge tool coming up. I could have shown you a little bit about it today, but I got too excited about the other stuff that's actually live, not what's coming up. So there is going to be a nice dedupe merge tool. Some of our beta testers are already helping us out with it. Thank you very much for that. As with our software, as with any software, any of the apps that are on your smartphones, on your computer, on everything, with every release, we look for areas to make our code, make our page loads, make our search, everything more efficient. So for every release, you're going to see things getting faster and faster and faster. It's awesome. Definitely, definitely a good thing there. We've got some AR aging summary detail reports that are going to be getting rewritten. We've got phase 2 to the customer portal coming out, tentatively scheduled for October, November. So before the end of the year, we already have some new customer portal things coming out. I don't know exactly what has been approved and not approved. I've got an idea of what's coming, but we've got some new things already almost ready to be released. What's coming up in the contact page is that we're very close to being able to have these sales reps right inside. So right here, right inside the customer record, when they see billing and financials, their open invoices, we are releasing very soon the ability for, and again, very soon in software world means could be 3 to 6 months. It's not weeks, but look forward to one of the next significant updates for non-accounting people to be able to identify open invoices from within the contact record and be able to email those out, print those out, resend those out right here from the contact record. That's coming up very soon. For our German clients, we've got some good German things coming out for those folks. And for the iOS development, by the way, I don't know if you know or not, if you want to, it is there. We have now a read-only app in the App Store, and this is not a mobile website. It's actually an app. I believe look for Mirabel Technologies. This thing just got released in beta. Beta means it could be slow, could be buggy, could be whatever, but if you are one of those early adopters and you want to get in there and start playing with it, download it. Give us some beta feedback. Get us some beta error stuff on your smart device. It's only in the iOS right now. It's only in the Apple Store. Android users, I don't think we have an Android version yet, but I know for a fact it's in the iOS. I've been playing with it. It's pretty slick. Some things I've noticed, but beta's beta. I know what it is. I know what I'm getting into. I know what I'm looking at. Okay, but it's pretty slick, and it's going to get really good once it is released live. Guys, thank you very much for your time and attention today. Mirabel Technology appreciates every one of you that are on the call today and every one of you who are not on the call today. We love and appreciate our client base. Thank you for your loyalty and your commitment to excellence by being Mirabel customers. I believe that you definitely have high standards, and we're going to continue to maintain and support those high standards by giving you guys world-class features, functionality, software at a price that and any of you have looked, price, you're not going to get beat anywhere. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and attention today. I will be ending the webinar now. We will keep the webinar going for a little bit longer for any unanswered questions, things like that. Again, get on your consultant's calendar right now. Let's get in there. Let's get this stuff going, get trained. If you're not converted yet, get on the consultant calendar. Let's get you converted. This conversion strategy is a three-step strategy. Play on the .NET site. Your .NET site is already converted. Watch the video. There's a help video, overview video in the Learning Center videos. And then absolutely schedule a live half-hour to full-hour live walkthrough with your consultant, with your entire enabled user group, whoever's using the software, no matter what department they're in. You want to get everybody on the call. And then right after those three things are done, get converted same day or next day, right ever, whenever, as soon as you want. Thank you all very much. Bye-bye.